Right. Last night, the Lords defeated the government by 433 votes to just 165, removing the ability that the government had given itself to break international law. So the bill before the Lords was the Internal Market Bill, and this government had put clauses in it saying that with regard to the withdrawal agreement that we've just signed with the EU, we can disapply parts of it. We can ignore it if we want. And they admitted in Parliament that yes, this does break international law. So that's what they're trying to smuggle through. And the Lords have said no by an absolutely whopping historic ratio. So that's where we are now. What are the government going to do about it now that the Lords have taken it away? The government is saying, well, we're going to put that back in. But there's major problems if they go and do that, because that would then mean no trade deal with the EU and no trade deal with the US. It's been made very clear by the EU, by the European Parliament as well, that if we break international law or pass this bill that allows us to break international law, they will not do a deal with us. Similarly, Joe Biden, the president-elect, has been very clear that if we pass this bill and endanger the Good Friday Agreement, there will be no trade deal with the US. So we could become a billionomates very fast here. So the government is sticking by it for the moment, full of bravado. When this comes back to the Commons, of course, we're going to put the clauses back in. Yep, that's what we're going to do. It's a safety net, they're saying, that this internal market bill provides a safety net to the withdrawal agreement. No, it doesn't. The withdrawal agreement is the safety net. That's its purpose. That's what the withdrawal agreement is, to act as a safety net should you not be able to reach a deal. That is its whole purpose. So the internal markets bill is a pair of scissors that cuts all the key strands of the safety net so that the safety net doesn't work. That is the function of those clauses in the internal markets bill. So to say that it is a safety net is pure Govian. Now, Michael Gove loves to do the sort of the reversal of a charge. So, for example, 350 million per week we send to the EU. He doesn't just deny it, he then goes further. No, actually, in fact, it's more. Or lower food standards. No, we have no intention to lower food standards. In fact, we want to raise them, even though the Department of International Trade is right now making the case for taking in imports that undermine our own standards here. Or an extension. No, we don't need a Brexit extension. In fact, we should try and do a deal well before the deadline. Or now, the internal markets bill, does it undermine the Good Friday Agreement? No, in fact, it's all about protecting and strengthening the Good Friday Agreement. Now, that may go down well in certain deluded parts within the UK, but as far as the international perspective is concerned, the EU are not going to sucker for this, and the US are not going to sucker for this, and we are charging straight to a place where we could be very alone very quickly. And do not forget that the US and the EU are big players in the world. They have to take on Russia and China. And if they can be blackmailed by law breaking from the UK, from the little isolated UK, well then how are they meant to be taking on some of the bigger entities? Also, the US and the EU are very capable of putting pressure on other countries when it comes to trade deals with the UK. We are not putting ourselves into a clever position here by overtly breaking international law. There is a further dynamic, and that is the internal one. Okay, to date, there's been a bit of confusion or ambivalence over whether this clause is acceptable within the UK public. If we actually pass through a bill which does explicitly allow us to break international law, and then the EU say so, and then the US say so, and they take actions on that basis, and we are left in a no-deal situation with everything that brings with it, as well as cutting off our relationship with the US. And believe me, they'll want to be taken seriously. They won't want a new president coming in, will not want to be humiliated by Britain. If we end up in that circumstance, then it will be very clear to the wider British public why this all fell through. The blame will not be external. The blame will be purely on Boris Johnson for pushing something through, our Mother of Parliament, that explicitly, deliberately, and self-admittedly breaks international law. This is brinkmanship to the end. It's hugely dangerous. It's already damaged our country. And I think that everyone should be writing to their MPs about this. Turn up the fire yet again. Let that pressure be external, and internal. It's already there within the Conservative Party. Write to your MP. Also write to your local Conservative association. Again, say, is this what your party sanctions? Because if so, I would very much like to have a full list of local businesses that are supporting this local Conservative Party, so that I know never to enter in any contract with them. Does that break GDPR? Maybe, but in a limited and specific way. So can you please give that to me? Thank you very much.